Welcome to Crafty Little Beach. This is Julie. Today I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you. I wanted to see if I could do a fairy garden in a jar. So I picked up one of these large jars from the Dollar Tree with the metal lids. I love these. They have different sizes. This is one of the tallest ones I think that you can get. I'm just going to simply remove the tag from the bottom. And I got a really cute little fairy garden with a wishing well that I can put inside there. It's going to fill up basically most of it. I'm not going to need any of the other fairy garden line to fill this up. And then I want to add some greenery behind it and some fairy lights so we can light this one up. I was making this one specifically for my back porch, something that I can turn on and off with the fairy garden lights. So I don't want it to move around, so I did hot glue it to the bottom of my jar. Then I'm just going to sprinkle in reindeer moss for the greenery all around. You just have to kind of put it in there because you can't get your hand in there too much for placement, but you can get it along the sides of it. And I like this jar a little bit better than the medium size one because it gives me plenty of room for greenery. This is the greenery I'm going to use, the silver dollar from Dollar Tree. I really only need one piece of the green to provide a lot of greenery background for her. And I just attach that with a little dot of hot glue right here. And then I want to light it up with fairy garden lights so it is really pretty at night. Now for the florals, I'm using the little tiny pink flowers from the Dollar Tree. They're called baby's breath, but they come in little hot pink or light pink colors. And I'm just cutting them. Again, they will stay together on their own like that. And just putting them in there. I'm not going to glue them in place or anything like that. I'm just going to scatter those around to bring a little bit of spring fun to the moss itself. But the little item that I found there with the little flower wishing well with the fairy is so cute on its own. And then the pink and green that I added to it really added a fun touch. For the fairy garden lights, these are just the regular fairy garden lights from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter. I think they're all about the same. I think they all have about 10 LED lights on them. They take the AA batteries, 2 of those. I'm going to add those on there. I buy my batteries in bulk on Amazon, and I find it to be a good deal, especially if you use them a lot for crafting like I do. I'm going to attach it to the lid of this so I can put the lid on there, and then to turn it on and off, I'll just have to open and shut the lid. Another option you could do is you could leave the battery pack out and not use a lid. There's different options you can use for that, but I did want to put the lid back on mine. Now I just bunch it together. I was trying to figure out the best way to do this. I want it to be pretty during the day, so I only want the lights behind the fairy and the well, but I also want them scattered out in the greenery. So it took me a couple of times to get the fairy lights in there before I get them exactly how I want them. For the battery pack, I'm going to attach it like this so I can still replace the batteries in there. I use a couple pieces of double-sided tape on this and a little hot glue. It's kind of hard to keep these battery packs on the lids. I think the combination of both of them will do the trick. And glue that to the top. There's still plenty of room to be able to use the lid to screw it on there. It doesn't interfere with any of that. So there is a little bit of cord left over, and it's going to move things around on you when you go ahead and try to put that on there. I tried it like that, and I wanted to rearrange it a little bit, and I totally can. So I'm just going to pull them back out, do a little different way where I can just put them in a little bit at a time to get them pretty much where I want them. I'm kind of going back and forth there, behind again. Definitely don't want to do any in the front, but I think I want them in front of the plant so that it's nice and bright when it lights up as well. So again, I attach my lid, and I like that way better. It's giving me the little feel I was looking for with the fairy garden lights. So adding fairy garden lights to your fairy garden can be a really fun idea as well. Now, just to bring a little color into the metal lid, I'm going to add some of the pink spring ribbon with the white flowers on there. This is going to go great with the pink items I have inside. It's not going to interfere with me being able to take the lid on and off of this to turn the light on and off. And I just glue that, gluing it to itself there on the very back of the lid. And let me straighten this out a little bit right there. And I think this little fairy garden is ready to go. Now you could do a smaller scale in one of the mason jars from the Dollar Tree as well, I really love the little wishing well fairy. I think she's so pretty, so I would suggest doing a large one like this. You can do a big piece in there, and that's so cute. It was so easy to put together as well. It's got like lots of fun uses. You can put it outside. It's not going to get water or anything in it either. You're just going to have to remember to turn it on and turn it off. Let me show you how it looks in a little bit lower light to give you the vibe it looks like when it's all lit up at night. It actually puts out quite a bit of light to light it up, and just another fun idea I thought of for a fairy garden. Here it is during the day, lit up though, and then also with a little bit less light. It's really bright.